Good. It's us again. We're back. It's Sisters of the Corn.
Version 4?
I think so. Is that right?
Excellent.
I've seen so many, I've lost track.
Yeah, I'm in the financial industry. Woo!
Yeah,
Numbers.
you're the bean counter. Counter beans. Oh, well, hi,
Not
everyone.
counter of corn, huh?
No. Well, I guess it could be corn, I guess.
Is that when I do an aw shucks?
Yes, I think so.
Starting early. Well,
I will amaze you.
Gosh.
oh my head. Oh, really good one.
That's a good one.
I'm done. I have no more.
Let's do a quick intro to the funny corn joke lady there. You get to go first this time.
Oh no. Hello, I'm Deidre. I'm the poor middle child.
The outstanding middle child.
Yeah. The least experienced knitter of all.
But
I'm not even sure if I can be called a knitter yet.
Well, I saw you on Facebook and you made knitting jokes. So that you made somebody had a funny knitting joke with you.
Oh yes.
Which I thought, oh my gosh, that's great.
That was my hairdresser.
So
I missed that. I'll have to go back and look.
Well, she knows you're knitting, so that's good.
Yep, I talked to her about it and she just laughed.
Well, then go to sister number 1.
I'm Raylene, and I'm the one that keeps entering knit-alongs and not finishing any of them. But I'm having too much fun with lambing season. I'm hoping I'm about done with 22 lambs.
Wow.
22. Oh my gosh. I was kind of hoping we could go on a field trip with you.
Yes.
See the babies. That'd be really
Definitely.
Cool. Yeah.
Definitely. I figured at night it probably wouldn't work too well.
It might be scary out there. Yeah, because you said you had creatures trying to
Yes.
That's scary stuff. That's really scary.
I think it's okay now, but
it's okay now. Oh, good. Do you have one of your dogs outside? I always wondered that. Do you have any?
I don't have any livestock guardian dogs, but I was teasing Randy about that just yesterday on our way back from dinner. It's like, well, we need a Maremma, a livestock dog that lives with the sheep, but
yeah, that could be. Yeah.
You need a burrow. I told you, a baby burrow.
That's right. I need a burrow.
A burrow.
They're supposed to protect them if you have a burrow.
Yep. That's really
livestock guardian animals. Yes.
That's cool. We'll give it a shot. They're pretty cute too.
Yeah, one of my former students has, I think, 3 of mini burrows, and she was teasing me that she'd let me borrow them. When I was thinking I was having some attacks last time, but she said, "Oh, but they'll be really noisy."
Oh, but that would be so cool. I've never been around burrows too much. That'd be kind of fun. Well, anyways, I'm Shanna. I'm sister number 3, the youngest sister, and I can't.
And the one that had the brilliant idea of doing this podcast.
All I can think of is, why won't my laptop work right now? So I'm using my phone, and we'll see how this goes.
You need your IT guy.
Yeah, he's missing from the room right now. I think he took off when I connected.
He ran away.
Yeah, he took off. So first things first, how is it going with the cowl? I'm dying to see. Did we talk about that last time? I should rewatch our video and see what we talked about.
I think we just started it, right?
Did we just start it?
We worked together to knit it.
Okay, we did some stitching and the joining in the round and stuff, right?
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
Let's see what do you have?
I don't want to show.
Here's mine. It's this far long.
Awesome. Hey, that's gotten bigger though. That's gotten there. Look it!
Nice. Way to go, Deidre.
I have a problem. So I ran into my first problem, and I think I have to rip backwards, and I didn't know exactly how to do that. So I thought
Oh,
I'd wait till we got together, but somehow or another, bad things have happened.
it looks nice though.
And I have these big, huge things, and I think I forgot to purl a few times, so it's just kind of a bit of a wreck. So I
Well,
don't
hold it.
know if you think I should start over.
Can you hold it up again, just a little closer, so we can see that? Hmm. And then just keep moving around. Just keep kind of going, and you don't have any twists, right? That looks pretty good. So it looks like I'm seeing more ribbing, maybe, than well, it's hard to say.
Yeah, maybe you just lost the rhythm of alternating knit and purl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have lost a stitch or two because there's kind of a big gap right there, and then these are really, really big loops.
Is that the beginning of your round?
Yeah.
Right there? Okay, that's normal. Probably because whoa, what's that?
The cat touched the iPad and moved, Deidre.
Oh no. Did you find
Turn
her?
around, cat. Don't help.
Do you have her back in?
Yeah, I turned her around, so now she can't watch Deidre's knitting going around. She put her paws on the screen.
Oh, was she?
When the knitting went.
She's trying to get us.
Yep.
We were moving too quickly. Well, Deidre, I would say go a little bit more.
Okay.
Continue on past your start of your round, because that's always a very loose point where you join the round. It's going to be when you pull on the yarn at the beginning, it'll help tighten that up and things too. But that's where you're going to have your most vulnerable area.
Okay.
So, but I would not go back unless it's going to keep you up at night.
Well, it's when I look at it, and you said that there'd be some of them that have the neckties and some of them don't. There's not really any conformity to that.
Well, but the grand scheme of things, you saw mine. It's humongous. Let me grab it. It's huge. You won't notice it. You won't see that. So I would just keep going, because everything in your first piece will be kind of a story for you.
Okay.
And, you're just gonna get better as it goes, and that little part will probably roll under anyways. So, hi.
Jeffrey's saying hi.
Hello.
He's famous now. He had his hand on our podcast.
Oh yeah.
Shanna, can you hold yours up so we can see the pattern, the seed stitch pattern?
Can you see?
Okay. Yes. Very cool.
It's very, very big. And look at, no. It just keeps going.
Wow.
How many inches is it? Is it 15 like it said?
I think I stopped at about, it looks like 12. I just got tired. Well, and plus mine, I had kind of a little bit bigger yarn than what your yarn is. I think a little bit bulkier, and so I just called it done.
Oh, nice.
But here, let's see. Look at.
Wow.
Ooh, that looks warm.
Yeah.
And it looks so soft.
I've been wearing it a lot to work. It's super cozy. But yours will probably, I would guess, with your yarn being a little smaller, it would be as humongous.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. And I have a friend who was making this too, and she got off in the seed stitch pattern a bit, so it wasn't every other. And then she decided to just knit all the way around.
That's what I was going to do. I think I'm on my third row, so I thought I'd get to 5 and then just knit away.
Yeah.
And then try to remember to do it for 5 at the other end.
And then it'll be nice and smooth, like this, kind of looking. It'll appear smooth.
Okay.
And it's much easier, because then you can just do that, like when you're watching TV, and you don't wondering.
Sorry. So,
My dogs hear that, and they're turning their heads like this. Oh,
I may have to shut everybody out here. I have too much help.
my dog wants to get that. Do you hear it? He's totally doing this. I'm sorry.
Hang on, I'm going to go get rid of the dog. To Randy.
So that's our sound that we use when, let's
Hey,
see,
Randy.
what will be the signal when we squeak or
Call
choke?
Rocky, please.
That means, don't rip back. Just keep moving. Just keep going. Keep going.
I got kind of distracted on it this afternoon, and it's just like, oh no, I think I made a mess.
Well, it looks really good because it's not, you didn't twist it. It's, and it looks just lovely. So good job.
Oh,
Yay.
okay.
Yeah, no, keep going, keep going. I have this pink sweater that I made, my very, very first little kid sweater, and it's absolutely got so many challenges and, weird things that happen, but I like to look at it and just remember and think, okay, yep, that's when I learned how to do this, and that's when I did this. And I think as long as it isn't going to bother you, because I do have friends who, if they know something's wrong in their pattern, they can't sleep at night.
I don't think that'll happen. I just keep kind of going back. In my book that I bought, it says to knit one whole project and then purl one whole project. What are you doing?
Sorry, I got a little technical issue there. Sorry. Okay. Can you still see me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe that was a smarter thing to do than to dive into a knit and then purling when maybe I wasn't that good at it. So.
And purling is so, it gives everybody grief.
Yeah, but your little pictures of stab it, strangle it.
Yeah,
that worked really good.
That's funny.
It makes the dark side of me very happy.
So we have to use violent words.
Okay.
I see.
Because it's like, oh, wait, strangle it.
Oh, gee. See, now we know the key. Now there's no problem. We've got it.
Okay.
You can get lace tomorrow because we know what to tell you. Well, so I'm so happy though. I'm so wondering how you guys were doing on your projects. I'm so excited to see it.
The fun part, the thing I didn't see coming was this yarn is, I guess it's boucle.
Yeah.
It's all these little bumpies, and it totally you can't see the pattern at all.
Oh.
So if I made mistakes or not, you can't really tell.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
that's the difference of, that's why I wanted to see yours, because mine's just invisible.
Well, it's also trickier to knit, I think, for you, Deidre. You wouldn't want to start with that boucle kind of stuff. Just it's trickier to see to make your stitches.
You can't see, yeah. That's right.
You don't want to do that as your first project, but it's okay to, whenever else you want to do it. But I have a surprise for you guys. So,
oh wow!
So, guess what this is? So, my friend Dinah, the winner of our knit along.
Yes.
I think it was Quantity. She's made us a gift set of coasters. So
oh my goodness!
So these are for you, Deidre. These there's 4 of them. Can you see them?
Yeah, those are beautiful.
So she made 4 for each of us. So Raylene, these are yours.
Oh, wonderful. Green.
2 green ones and 2 little print. And then she made me a purple.
Nice.
Isn't
They're
that
so
beautiful?
pretty.
They're so perfect. Oh my goodness. So thank you, Dinah. That was so great. So I'm hoping that I can bring these along when I see you guys at the Wool Fest, if we're still good.
Excellent.
What do you think?
Oh, good.
Is that gonna be okay, Deidre? Are you gonna?
I think I can. Yeah.
So excited. Yeah, Dave
Excellent.
Plans for that. So.
I'm trying to find out if our father might be able to come with.
Oh,
That
wow.
would be so exciting. I can't see that happening, but
I don't know.
super impressed.
He kind of bent that way. We talked about it a little bit, and he doesn't
Wow.
like to fly. But if we're all
Right.
together, there's potential. Just don't get your
Oh
hopes
my gosh.
high.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
If
not.
I
Keep
if
our
I
fingers
drove
crossed.
if I drove, it was all good. But the part when I told him I couldn't be gone that long, he was no, and then he was kind of okay.
Whoa.
But I thought that
so-
would be really cool if we could talk him into it.
Oh,
I'd be
yes.
so surprised and so
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, things can happen. So
yeah. Wow, that
It's
would
up.
be
We'll think hopeful thoughts.
Yeah.
That would be great.
oh my gosh, I can't even think about that right now.
I know.
I know he really enjoyed when we all got together back in April, and we were at his house, and
Mm-hmm.
he really he talks about that all the time. So that's
Well, I talked to him about him and Shirley, and then we talked about him, and so I don't know what his final will be. I haven't tried to bug him a lot, so I don't think he watches this. So
oh, I can't imagine. But maybe he should. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know.
we're fun girls.
I know. So yeah, we were talking about all the potential visitors that I could have come with me. So
Oh,
That would be so cool.
we'll just have to see. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I hope that was all okay.
no,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That would be great. So great. Well, what else? What else have you been doing your crocheting, Deidre? Have you?
I have not. I wanted to focus on this one, so I'm going to have to kind of get this one done. I don't think I'm good at having more than one thing at a time. It seems to be a problem for me.
What? I don't know these words. What does that mean?
But I have been Googling a lot of things, and I kind of wanted to bring up, I hope I get the name of this right, Bluprint,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
where you can get little kits, and if you sign up for a year, it's like you get all kinds of things, but you can get specific things. And I didn't know what you guys thought about that.
Well, I have an account. Well, it used to be known as Craftsy, and so I have a Craftsy account, and then they changed their name to Bluprint. But I've purchased a lot of fun things, different project videos, and some kits too. I have, oh yeah, it's been really good. Terrific.
It didn't seem unreasonable for pricing, but I didn't know if it was from all the video available. I mean, you've been helping me with videos, but I don't know, if that's a good thing or not. So
yeah, I have the same exposure that Shannon just mentioned. I had a Craftsy subscription, and I downloaded several videos and book cooking, knitting, spinning, all those things. So yeah, I haven't tried it out too much yet in its Bluprint form, but I do have a subscription now also.
Oh,
but I haven't bought any kits or anything yet. So
yeah, their kits are great. They have gosh, I want to call their yarn. I think it's called like Cloudborn maybe is the brand of their yarn, possibly.
okay.
And, it's really nice. I've got a couple of kits of things. I bought it for using it for a different reason, but than their actual patterns. But I liked it.
All right.
Yeah.
Do they only send you knitting things, or do they send you all kinds of things to try?
It depends on what you pick. If you select your area of interest as knitting or crochet or photography or cooking or what else they have, scrapbooking, and I don't even know what all they have, maybe embroidery. So you just select what you want, and they go from there. Yeah, their videos are terrific though, very good. Today
they had I think I've got 6 or 8 videos, and you can watch it, you can start over, you can go back. When they film it, apparently there might be real-time chance to ask questions or whatever. I think I'm out of the loop on that one, but supposedly it has that function. But yeah, they have class notes and they have the patterns or the recipes on there.
Yeah, and today I was watching a podcast, and look up this lady if you get a chance. Her name is Patty Lyons. It's Lyons. I'm pretty sure she's with Bluprint, but she was with Craftsy. She's amazing. She will have videos that are so helpful. Today she was on this podcast with Kristy Glass.
Okay.
And they are going to have a knit along. And if you do the knit along with them, you buy the pattern. And in the pattern, you get all these links for helpful videos on how to do things, like how to knit a swatch, how to actually do a correct knit and purl stitch so your stitches are even. Because sometimes when you're knitting, your purl side stitches are looser.
Okay.
Knit row, purl row, and so she shows you how to fix that. But wow, she knows so much stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, she's amazing. So she has a lot of beginner classes, and she'll have a class on just casting on, all the different ways that you can cast on for different circumstances, and really, really amazing stuff. So yeah.
Was that Kristy?
Is that the person that you got? Yeah. Sorry. Is that the person we saw you hugging?
Oh my goodness.
On Facebook.
Yes. Oh, what a thrill. So yes, it was the first day of March. We went. My friends and I found out that Kristy Glass, who does podcasts, hers is Kristy Glass Knits. She was going to be visiting a store about an hour and a half from where I live. And so we all bought tickets to go, and there was a meet and greet, and
wow.
It was so neat. The store was called Firefly Fibers. It was really cool. And so yeah, we walked in there, and then you just got to meet her, and I mean, she's super cool, and I totally had had a heart attack, I think. It was really fun. I was really, really excited. But then now, so she's doing a knit along with Patty Lyons, who's, she just, I mean, I don't know, but I think she knows the most of anyone in the world. I think she knows so much stuff. And I was watching, Kristy had posted a video the other day on her Instagram of she's going to make a sweater. So she knit a little square swatch. And what that is just a little square that hopefully will tell you you're knitting the right size of sweater. And so Patty called her right away and said, "No, that's wrong. You did that wrong." And so then she made a video. She said, "Well, I got swatch shamed." So she was,
oh my gosh,
she was correcting her, but in a kind, loving way. And oh my goodness, I watched the video and I thought, oh, that's wow. I just kept thinking that to myself.
Oh my goodness.
I really need to, evaluate how I knit and how I, make sure it's correct. So,
wow.
Yeah. So check it out. If you check it out, her sweater that she's going to knit along is called the Roselle sweater. It's Roselle, I believe. And it's really a neat looking little summery sweater. So yeah.
Like a vest?
It's a sweater, like a cotton. It's made with cotton and short sleeves. But she gives you hints on knitting with cotton because that's pretty wacky. After you've knit with wool, it feels kind of awful to knit with cotton. It's very it feels different in your hands. Almost feels hard. It doesn't move as much. So she gives you some really good tips on how to work with that. So it was very interesting. And I think, wow, that was neat. You really learned a lot, like a 10-minute podcast. So
wow.
All right.
Yeah. But thanks for asking about that, because I was super excited about Kristy Glass.
You could tell in the pictures that you posted. So
it was very exciting. Just
wonderful.
I now have Instagram.
Oh, we have have we connected on Sisters of the Corn? I think
Yes.
so.
I think
And-
so.
And
If I did it right. So.
That's exciting. So you can be posting pictures of your daily progress of your
No, well, I don't know about that.
Well, so Raylene, so you 22 lambs, and how many are boys and girls?
It's about 50-50 now.
Is it? Oh, that's
Yes.
you had a
I'm
lot.
still working on
boys.
the last few lambs. I'm not exactly sure which moms go with which lambs.
Really?
Because when I'm out there, I'm feeding them out. The ewes are getting alfalfa, and all the babies are tearing around. So I was doing so good. I had pictures of each pair when they were born, and then what?
They all just jumped around in big circles. Well, that one had a heart on the back,
Yeah.
so you could kind of see that one.
Yeah, I still know that one, but now that I can see it, there's something really deceptive in that photograph I took. It doesn't look like a heart at all. It looks just it's just a straight dot, almost a rectangular dot. And it's like, how did that look like a heart? But I still see that one.
Oh,
so I think the last set of twins or two were born this week, maybe early last week. So I think we're about done. I hope.
Boy, that's a lot. That's a big number.
Yeah, I think my biggest lambing year once was 55.
Whoa.
That's a lot of lambs.
So is there I know you said your shearing day is coming up, maybe the 19th. Is that what you said?
Yes, Tuesday the 19th, right.
And
that's our spring break, so folks can come and help.
Oh, I see. I wondered why, because
from the college,
my mother-in-law, I think they're due much more into April. So. And then, so you have to kind of schedule around your shearing day and spring break then, huh?
I try to. It's rarely worked out that way, but ideally, yes, I would have the ewes sheared a month before the lambs show up. It seems to be tradition that the ewes should be sheared so the lambs don't suckle on the wool. But mine don't seem to have that problem, so. But it does make shearing crazy because you got to pen everybody, and then you got to get the lambs out of there and put them somewhere else where they supposedly stay, which of course one always gets loose and comes bouncing through.
Now that should be a video too.
Oh yeah.
I like to do that.
Yes. So I need to contact my shearer and find out whether we're going to do a morning one or an evening or an afternoon one, because she just needs that part of a day, so I can let all the volunteers know.
How long does it take her to do all of your flock?
2 to 3 hours.
Wow.
To do. I think I've got about 36 adults this year. I've had 70 or 80, and we made most of the day, but now I'm down to half a day.
That's believable. Really have it down to a science, I guess.
She does, yes.
And she must have really big muscles. Huh?
She's one of the almost all the shearers I've seen are just very lean, muscled kind of, but she's all muscle.
Wow. I guess we're gonna have to become shearers now. The workout is called shearer. Oh, gee.
The power of ladies, though.
Yeah.
You have a lady shearer.
I haven't decided to buy the DVD because I prefer to download, but I may have told you before that there's I think Australian or New Zealand movie basically called Shears about women that are doing that as their profession, and there's more and more of those.
Is it available in the United States?
You can go. It's available from either Australia and New Zealand. I found the link, but it wants to mail you the DVD, and I'm not sure I have anything to play the DVD on anymore. But I want to support them, so.
Just spin it on your finger really fast, and then...
There we go, really fast.
That works, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
but that would be cool.
That's really neat. Oh my goodness, how amazing! I've seen them. There's a shearer at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool festival, and yeah, he does. They're just boom, 5
Yes.
seconds and they're done.
Yeah.
And I know that my in-laws have a lot longer wait because they try to do it themselves.
Uh-huh.
And it's so difficult. And
Right.
I don't know. I think they should maybe think about hiring somebody. I don't know. Yeah.
And there's not a lot of them out there. There are state lists out there, but to find them and to have them add you, and it's tricky. They're scheduling, and I don't know how she schedules things, because if something happens with weather and she has to reschedule, it just sounds crazy, insane.
I don't know. How is your weather right now by you guys?
We actually had, I guess it was last weekend, we had 3 snow days or 3 snows in a row, but it's actually melting pretty good. It actually got up to 50 something today.
Oh,
And so it's all Mud City now.
oh no.
That sounds wonderful.
I can't.
Yeah.
What is it
But
by you?
it's looking like the next week or two things ought to dry out and be decent. But there's been a couple times it snowed like on shearing day or after, and I always feel so bad after I've taken their wool from them.
Now they're chilly. Whoo! You have to knit the sweaters.
That's right. That's right. I just keep them in the barn and feed them a lot. That is the tradition.
What's the temperature in Lincoln?
I think it was 30 something today. It was a little warmer than it has been. So we've had snow the last 6 out of 7 weekends.
Oh my gosh.
So we had, but it rained yesterday and it kind of melted some of it. But now we have pothole dodging going on, and they are bad potholes.
Oh my.
A friend of mine's husband lost 2 tires on his truck. And he said that he met a guy at the tire store who was in the same pothole and lost his. So
oh my.
It's not good. You stay on the inside lanes. So but Jeff and I went to Tim Allen's comedy show in the middle of the blizzard.
Oh wow.
We drove in it and it was blowing all over the place, but we had to go. It was at the Lead Center.
He's funny.
Wow.
He's hilarious.
Had the Jeep, and so it was fine, but he was very hilarious, but he was probably very inappropriate, but that was what was made it hilarious. So it was kind of one of those, he said that.
I like him a lot. He makes around here, we're right by Michigan, and so he has his True Michigan commercials or Pure Michigan to come.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think, okay, let's go to Michigan because Tim Allen said, go to Michigan. He's funny.
It looked like you had plenty of snow. It looked like your husband was like hip deep when he was snow blowing.
Yeah, we had another 4 inches last night. The mountains at the end of people's driveways, they're 6 feet, 7 feet tall.
Oh my gosh.
There's just nowhere to go anymore with it. And where I work, there's a little parking lot and there's a permanent frozen bump that's at the end of the driveway. And then today it started to melt. So you go over the bump and land in a huge puddle, like a pond. So I know when it does melt, we're probably going to have a huge pothole under there at the end of the driveway.
Oh my goodness.
I'm ready to have 50 degrees.
Yes.
45 even. I'll take that.
That's right.
That sounds terrific. Last week it was -9. And you take your dogs to go outside and they can't. And their feet start to freeze and they start lifting up.
Doing the foot thing.
And my little dog, she would not go. She just looked at me and said no. So I had to, a couple of mornings I had to hope she didn't do something in the house because she just looked at me and said no. And luckily it warmed up a little bit in the afternoon and then she did go. But oh my God. That'd be terrible. You have to go to the bathroom outside and your feet are frozen and it just hurts really bad and it's horrible.
Poor babies.
Yeah. I tried to make them wear sweaters one day, but then they walked funny, so then it took longer, and it did the whole process of it. So,
oh my gosh.
not to do that again. Hey,
Yeah, winter can be over anytime now.
I
Oh,
gotta show you. Okay, so remember when you said last time, did you finish Tommy's sock?
oh yeah.
All right, here's one of Tommy's socks. I just finished it,
Oh
and
wow.
so this is gonna be well, his birthday was the 5th, so I'm a little behind. But there's one, hooray!
Nice. That's pretty color to that too.
Yeah, so hopefully, I'm pretty sure he won't watch this, so he won't he won't see his sock. I won't spoil anything for him, so that's okay.
But did you get the other one for the other one that you made?
You know what? I gave that skein of yarn to Megan, and I don't have it anymore. So,
oh no.
So I have one skein or one sock, and there will be not a second. So here's the second sock.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah, right. Oh dear.
Those are little.
Hey, it started.
Those are a lot smaller than what I've got.
Yeah, that's a tinier needle. Then I have to show you. Well, I don't know why I keep doing this, but I keep starting things, so I don't know. That's just how I am. Here's my next thing.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Look at all those little spots of color. Oh.
So the lady who wrote our cowl pattern, Jen Geigley, so she wrote this sweater, and now I can't think of what it's called, but it's in the book, the original book. I think I showed you guys maybe last time.
Oh right.
I forgot what this is called, but it's a bulky yarn, so it's heavy, and then these little stripes are just pieces of what I've dyed and leftovers. So I'm trying to use up some of my leftovers for my dyeing experiments.
Oh
and
wow.
Also there's some Noro yarn in there, which is it's a brand of yarn that looks like this.
Oh.
So I'm holding two strands together of this
Okay.
to equal that bulky weight.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here's my book, this book. And
okay.
It's called Weekend. I don't know if that comes in backwards to you.
Oh, that's actually correct. Or at least my view is.
And then, so she has all these really quick knit projects. So the sweater is called, Undone.
Oh.
Undone, Undone. So, but she makes lots of scarves that are big and quick too. So
nice.
If you're ever bored. But here's some of my other yarn that I was holding doubled to go in there.
Oh,
it's really
pretty.
It goes
it's a
really
nice combo.
Yeah, and it's really, it feels, I was going to try to have it done to wear today, but oh well. That's okay. And then
we can have a contest to see who has the most unfinished projects. I think I can win.
I don't know. I have a lot from my yarn shop days.
Your inventory might do me in, huh?
Well, I started a lot of things and I got about 5 minutes into them and then I was bored with them. So here I'm going to show you. So now you probably can't see it very well, but this is my new yarn I've been dyeing today.
Pretty.
So
what's the darkest color there? Is that purple?
It's blackish
purple. Black.
Yeah, it's like a black, like a plum. And then inside, let's undo it. It's still wet. So, all right.
Oh, it's got green.
It's got, so this yarn is called One-Eyed Willie. Now, okay, it's from the Goonies.
Okay.
Have you seen the Goonies?
Yep.
Yeah. So my thought was that it's gonna be there'll be blacks and dark purple, and then all of One-Eyed Willie's treasure is all these other colors. So you're the first one to lay eyes on it in the world. Doesn't it make you feel so?
Oh, that is so pretty. Yes.
Okay, right.
That yellow really pops. That really works.
Yeah.
I saw the green first.
That's the gold. So that's, I don't know. I like that movie so much. And I was watching Indiana Jones movies over the weekend, and then there's some people in there that are in the Goonies, and
Oh,
I thought that would be fun to do. So that's my project this week.
that is pretty.
Yeah. Okay. So that's one thing. Then I have to show you a couple more dyeing things before you guys are sick of me showing you stuff. So I'm making these yarns they're cakes.
Oh.
So this is for St. Patrick's Day. So they will stripe somewhat.
Oh, pretty.
So here's my pot of gold.
Oh.
That's so clever.
And then just one more, and then you talk. Because I've been talking too much. Okay, here's another rainbow.
Oh
That's
my.
So
So
that'll
nice.
stripe. And here's another yellow.
Oh,
And here's one more. It's got a different green.
that is, I love those.
Yeah, so that's
So
fun.
nice.
It takes a long time to do.
That would make a neat baby blanket.
And then this one is
Yes.
red and black and gray.
And gray. Okay.
I'm calling this one, I'm a little bit country. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the rock and roll one next, right?
Oh.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
For
now
you.
sorry to hog it there. Well, here's a baby one.
Oh.
A little purple and pink and gray one. So, anyway.
Nice.
All right. Sorry. I'm going to post this in my Etsy store soon.
Okay.
Nice. I showed the little one that you sent me around, and I was afraid I wasn't going to get to bring it home. It's like, give it back.
That was her prize. You know, your prize for winning.
Yeah.
Was a fan favorite, I think it was. Right?
That's what you said, yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Excellent.
exciting. Yeah. So what are we going to do next?
I still have to finish this. I can't do another project till I'm done.
Oh, I can't hear you. I don't know what that means.
I'm sorry, I have to finish, or that will keep me up at night.
You sound like my husband or one of my daughters. Yes. They always want me to finish things, and I don't know.
Yeah, that makes me nuts when I don't have a project done.
Oh man, I'm gonna drive you nuts then, because I'm sorry.
Well, I've been a little distracted. My husband bought me a book, and it keeps getting in the way of knitting.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
Wow, John Wayne, huh?
Yes, it's very good.
It's huge.
Wow.
He was he was kind of a cutie when he was younger.
Oh, his movies are so great.
Yeah, he got me some for Christmas, and so we've been making our way through his movies, and the book kind of tells the behind-the-scenes story. So
Oh my gosh.
when there's time to not do anything, it's either, I could knit or I could read, and I have Michelle Obama's book, so it's been like, oh gosh.
Oh wow. I bought the Obama book or Michelle's book on Audible, but I haven't listened to it yet.
It's very good. She did a nice book. I'm not quite done with that either, but books are different than knitting projects, because I have 3 going right now of books. So. One in my purse, one in my backpack, and one on my bed.
Nice. Have you met with your little sister
teammate?
Yes, teammate.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
We haven't been able to meet. They have spring break this coming week, and last week we had a snow day, and the week before she was ill. So we haven't had a few days, but hopefully we'll get a few more in before school's over. So
I hope so.
Oh, wow.
we're supposed to be doing slime soon. I just haven't been able to do that with her yet, so that'll be an experience.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah.
You gotta take pictures. That's
Yeah, she wants pink, sparkly slime. So I have to figure all that out.
Wow, sparkle and slime. There's an idea.
Yeah, that you get the Elmer's glue with the sparkles in it, and then you
Oh,
mix it together, apparently. So
Oh, wow.
we'll see
That-
how it works.
that's totally
All this
cool.
crafty stuff is kind of blowing my mind. But Shanna, I did buy a couple of cross stitch patterns.
Oh,
When I went to get yarn, they called to me, so I have those sitting in the corner. I just have not started them because I want to get the knitting done first.
there's this lady who, gosh, her name's Amy Florence on a podcast. She will, if you watch, she has a video on how to learn how to knit without seeing or looking.
Really?
Knit by touch. That's what I'm trying to say. So
Wow.
you could read and knit.
Oh, I don't think that would work very good.
Wow.
But I did get some new earbuds, so I might be able to do Audible. I haven't done Audible yet because I like to read, but the kids all have Audible and they're telling me it's amazing, so I might have to check that out. So
Yeah.
Wow, that would be really good. Two things at one time. That's
Uh-huh. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. I don't know if I can do, have trouble with sometimes talking and walking. So
I think you do really well. I think you made it this far.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, well.
And there is a gun show coming up too that I have to take, I have to go with Dad. So,
Ah.
You got
so
it.
there's a little more time cut out. So
That's all good. That's all
So
good.
busy.
Oh,
I'm afraid I'm enjoying my retirement a little too much some days. No, I just play games or read or
that's
you
whatever.
should.
that
Pet
sounds
kittens.
that sounds perfect. That sounds amazing.
So when
Yeah.
does Pam get back?
She is back.
Oh.
They dropped her off yesterday.
Yay!
So
Is she
she's
upstairs?
downstairs.
Oh, she's
Pardon?
not.
Yeah, I'm upstairs, so she's downstairs, but
Okay.
I'll try and talk her into joining us one time. She
Yeah.
hasn't quite had a chance to finish the sweater she was working on, but
Oh.
when she left, I think she was on the first of the sleeves.
That's
I can't wait to see what she says. She's got a wonderful new knitting bag that that can be zipped shut so the kittens can't get in there and take whatever it is that.
Are you guys are you free on Tuesday night this week?
I think so.
That's a maybe because that's Jeff's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 12th, isn't it? Okay, because my knitting friends were thinking about getting together at Panera Bread this week, and I thought, I wonder if you guys would like to meet them via
Oh,
that would be
wow.
Well,
That
tell
would
me
be
what
cool.
time.
I think we usually get there at like 6:30ish, and
Okay.
then we run through 8. So I don't know if you guys are. Well, you keep me posted because that could be a fun little.
That would be great. If we can work it out, that'd be great.
I could take you around and introduce you to everybody, and you can
Cool,
meet.
nice.
That would be a lot of fun. There's a big yarn thing coming up in Chicago the first weekend of April, and it's called Yarn Con, like comic,
Oh.
but yarn. And we're trying to figure out a way to get to that without having to drive to Chicago because it's terrible driving there.
Yeah.
So then someone suggested that we go to Milwaukee and ride a train.
Oh,
That could be, I've never done that before. That might be fun to do. And they have a pretty neat setup there, I guess. They've got a market so you can see stuff to buy and also learning kind of opportunities. So yeah, we were all talking about that, thinking that would be really fun. I don't know if you've heard of, are there any by you going on right now? Any yarn festival-y deals?
I haven't looked, honestly.
You just made me think of that new yarn shop, Deidre. That was,
They just took the old business out, so it's supposed to be coming. So as soon as I see, I'll have to let you know.
Yeah, you have to take us on a little video field trip. Well,
There you go.
that would be fun. But there's a lady I follow on Instagram who sells little bags that she sews and I think yarn. And she was at a place in Maryland. Oh boy, I can't remember the name of the town. It was something like Ocean City or.
There is one on the coast there, Ocean City, Maryland. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she was having a show there. So I wondered if there was a lot of them out and about right now. It's a hard time of year, spring.
You're right. I think I've gotten email invitation to, probably because I'm on the list for the Maryland ones, to come and have a booth there or whatever. And I've just never, it's like in February something, and I don't want to go anywhere in February.
Yeah, it's not super nice otherwise. So yeah, well, that's interesting. I mean, and we're having another one in Madison. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend, and we went to, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and then we bought Shamrock Shakes, so that was fun. That was very fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just got an email from somebody on one of the Stitches conventions.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't look at the prices, but there's one in June down in New Mexico, I think. But it's like, nah, I can't go away in June.
They say there's a spinning retreat, Raylene, in Kansas City in April.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, there's
nice.
Trying to think of the other ones. There's so many.
Fiber Expo in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, that
in
would be
April.
That's a
Manhattan, Kansas has a Weavers and Spinners conference.
No way.
Yeah, April 20th through the 23rd.
Well, there's your chance. Go back to Kansas.
There you go.
Huh? Did I tell you that Claudia's coming to shearing on the 19th?
Oh, boy.
Yes. She's going to come up, assuming weather and everything behaves. She's invited, and she says she can't wait.
Where is West Bend?
West Bend is not far from me. It's probably hour and a half, maybe.
They are having a Wisconsin Alpaca and Fiber Festival in West Bend on April 27th.
Oh, yeah.
So you could get an alpaca.
Oh, great.
Take it to Raylene's house.
Yeah. Well, one of my friends.
And then you'll have to find another shearer for the alpaca, because Emily says she's not doing alpaca.
Ooh, but there is a fiber fair in York. Now I could make York. That's just up the road on April 27th. Ooh, I better write that down.
You could. I thought you meant the York here.
Nope. Yeah. I wanted to find something here.
That's good. Oh my goodness.
It's at the York County Fairground.
Oh yeah.
I saw a cruise of some kind that they were sending a survey saying, would you pay, which of these 3 room costs would you do? I added it up. It would have been $10,000. It's like, I don't think I'll be doing that one.
1,000.
It's like, I knew better than to even look, but
goodness sakes.
That's quite
like $800 a night for the room. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening.
Well, that's a fantastic time you'll have there, though.
I bet.
We saw one in Door County, which is just north of us here, and it's a kind of a resorty area. They were having a knitting thing, and you'd stay in a yurt.
Really?
Little funny little, yeah. But it was very. Oh, we didn't. And my friends and I said, oh, we went.
I don't know if it's an every year thing, but I do know they had someone put up a yurt at the festival once.
Wow.
And that was quite impressive to see.
That's neat. Yeah. It looks
and that's May 9th, isn't it, Raylene?
4th and 5th, maybe.
Oh, 4th and 5th. Okay.
It's always the first full weekend in May, but I believe it's the 4th and 5th.
Okay. I always keep wanting to make it the 9th.
Yeah. Some years it seems like that's true also. It moves around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. That's going to be super fun. I hope.
Did you see the sheep to shawl post that I forwarded? Did it make it through?
Yes, I
It
did.
happened to, that was my shearer that posted it, and I just forwarded hers.
Yeah.
So she does the shearing for them. And then apparently these sheep to shawl teams get together multiple times and practice, because you have to make the, what do I want to say, the weft while you're there in competition. And you have to finish the shawl in like 3 to 5 hours.
No
From steep to yarn to weaving. And I've got pictures of the folks over the years. It's just fascinating. And then they auction off the shawl at the end.
That is insane. That's
It
awesome.
really is. I don't
like
know how they do it. I have no idea how they do it.
That is, I mean, how can they finish this shawl? You know, that was
usually,
like
yeah. Well, they have the warp on the loom already, so then they just have to do the other direction. But still,
goodness, that is so impressive.
And then most of the people are spinning the whole time.
That is unbelievable. Again, I start many projects and I don't finish a lot of them. So, oh dear.
If they're easy, maybe I can do it.
You know, I could see us going there, and then Deidre, you'll sit at a spinning wheel, and you'll just be like, woo, and you'll get it, and you'll just be spinning. I bet you that'll be like, well, I'll be so envious of you.
There's actually a spinning booth that they sell wheels at the end of the barn I'm in, and they're those nifty little traveler types, and the guy that sells them always has a kilt on.
Oh, is it the ones are they made of wood, or are they made of the PVC pipe?
They are wood.
Okay. I saw those PVC pipe ones.
Yeah.
They're kind of interesting, but they're just not as pretty. You know, they're
just not as nice.
It really isn't. They're sure functional, I guess, but
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
These, I don't know what they are, but they're so cute. They're perfect traveler size.
Wow. Oh, you know what? Is that called the hitchhiker?
It could be. There's also one that's called something like the butterfly or whatever.
A bug? Is it
also
the travel
maybe
bug?
That's it.
Because I actually have a hitchhiker wheel. It has it's like this in the handle. It's like someone doing this, and you carry it like that in that.
Oh, really?
And I'm pretty sure it's that guy. His name's Dave.
Oh my god! It could well be.
Mm-hmm. I think, but I have not used my spinning wheel ever.
Yeah. Well, mine's in Ashford, and it's called the Traveler, but not easily.
I have a long ways to go in that area. That's hard stuff. Well, I suppose we should cut it. It's an hour here, just about an hour we've been going.
Okay.
So for next time, send me pictures. I'll post on Instagram of your progress and of your sheep and your lambs.
Okay.
And any adventures or anything like that. I'd be happy to pop those in there.
All right.
And one thing
I'm going to have to go out and take a picture of the newly fixed barn door that the guys fixed today. Yay!
Take a picture of that for sure.
It's impressive.
So one thing I was going through some old things piled around in my book area of my knitting books and things. And I came across a video series I had from Elizabeth Zimmermann.
Oh.
And so they're DVDs. They're so much fun to watch. And so have you either heard of her or?
I've heard of her, but I've never looked at her stuff.
Yeah.
The books or anything.
So Deidre, if you ever get a chance to just Google her for next time. And so it's Elizabeth Zimmermann, and it's 2 N's on the end, 2 M's, Zimmermann. And so she's so amazing. But my mother-in-law was a really big fan of hers. And when I started knitting, I would follow her, and these videos are super funny. She just wants you to be knitting, and she really empowers you to don't just go by a pattern, really look at what you're making and think about it and produce a product. And she's
nice.
She's so fabulous. So next time, let's talk about her.
Okay. All right.
Bless you. You're so amazing. That was funny. So, but yeah, I'd really like to. Maybe I could give you those DVDs when we see each other, and you could borrow them. They're just super. They're just wonderful. So, yeah.
That would be cool.
That's funny. Bless you again. Oh,
He gets into a cycle.
That happens. All right. Well, geez, do you guys have any corn jokes now? Or did you use them all up?
I used them all up. I don't have.
Them all up.
I just can't get rid of that darn aw shucks. It's over.
That's a perfect ending. Perfect.
Well,
ending.
I started with it. I'll end with it. There you go.
He must be allergic to corny jokes.
Maybe. Or me.
Oh, well, it's super fun catching up with you guys. It's been, it's just always a joy. I'm just so happy that we can do this.
It's so wonderful. I so enjoy talking to both of you. It's great.
I'm so looking forward to, getting to see you in May. That's going to be fabulous.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, knit on.
I'll let you know about Tuesday. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be fun to take you along and introduce you to all my knitting friends.
Cool. All right.
I will probably be posting this tomorrow. Of my technological difficulties, I'll probably do this tomorrow. So
okay. No problem. Take care, everybody.
All right, you too. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.